Hello there and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is another massive video, and look, this might be the biggest one ever because, you know, over the past couple of weeks I've tried to show some love to some different places, some other cities. We've ventured very far north, maybe uncomfortably so, if I might say so myself, especially this close to the winter. We've shown the love to the northeast, we've shown the love to Leeds, but at heart I am a Midlands boy. I am born and raised in Birmingham. I don't have the accent, but I promise you I've always lived here. And what we needed to do, if we're shouting out other cities, we need to be shouting out our own city, our own region, even louder. So I'm delighted to say, on the line with me now is the legend behind Happy People Music, which is a crazy popular website that has shot up recently, Geo Blackman.
Hey, how are you?
I am spectacular. It's really cool to be finally talking face to face, because we were saying like we would have probably bumped into each other at a gig this year, but there haven't been gigs this year, which kind of sucks.
It does suck, but we would have definitely seen each other at Candid.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to be repping the Claws tee. I was saying to you, I'm so heartbroken for Candid this year because I think their headline show has been postponed by literally a whole year, and it might be like the longest postponement we've had.
You know, it'll be worth the wait though. I think they kind of secretly wanted the time.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
To practice, but no, it'll be so worth it when it comes round. When it comes round.
When it comes round.
But when it comes round.
In terms of your personal journey, like I think you've really kind of shot up this year and recently. What's your like entry into the Midlands music scene been like? Because for me, Happy People Music, over 3 million views, like we said, it feels like you're just leaping over hurdles, and the more I see it, like every time there's something about Midlands music on Twitter, I feel like it's only a matter of time before your name is thrown in the mix.
See, I know, I think it's because I'm a Midlands girl myself anyway, so when Midlands bands get around, like you say, I kind of do get involved. The website itself, we do a lot with the Midlands scene anyway. So we've got like Headshrinkers, you know me, I'm always shouting about like Candid and Idle Noise and that kind of thing. But yeah, and I know one of my friends said to me the other day they went to the Grey Lantern, and one of my friends was like, "Your name got mentioned there. Like I could literally just overhear it," and I was like, "Oh, that's weird."
Yeah.
I just sit there typing words. I don't, you know what I mean? It's weird, but the website it's been an incredible journey. So at the end of March, when we kind of went into a national lockdown, I only had 90,000 viewers.
Wow. So you've been really grafting.
As of a couple of days ago, we had 3 million. Yeah, I mean, lockdown gave me that chance because I just finished uni, and then that's literally all like I could do was sit there and just graft on my website. I had nothing else to do.
We're here for this video. You're super passionate about Midlands music, but because we're both in the Midlands, I'm expanding this even further. So what's going to happen is Geo's picked 5 songs that she's going to play for me and I'm going to react to, and then I pick 5 songs and I'm going to play them for her and she's going to react. We're going to intersperse them, so we'll take it in turns to play them. Like, are you from Birmingham then, or somewhere else in the Midlands? Because I feel like you're really representing not just Birmingham, but like Coventry and various different places here.
I'm actually from Stoke.
Hey.
A lot of people do think I'm from Birmingham though, because like you say, I do tend to kind of, I kind of do scream about like bands from Birmingham and Coventry and Walsall, like they're kind of Brum areas. But no, I'm actually from Stoke, and there's a tiny scene here, but there isn't a big one. But the Midlands as a whole is incredible. But yeah, Stoke-on-Trent gal here.
Stoke-on-Trent for the win. Big shout out to Keele University. I've been to a few times. Way back in the day. Do you know Keele? Is it sort of nearby?
I do.
Big up the Stoke-on-Trent gang. And big up yourself, Geo. What is the first track that you're going to play for us to shout out these 10 Midlands artists / bands that you need to know?
So I've got Candid with Numbers Game First, which is a very important track, I think, because it's about the well, it's basically the music industry's a little bit corrupt. If you think about it, it's all about the numbers, you got the money, that kind of thing. So I think it's a very important one, especially as of right now. Like the music industry's on its arse, pretty much. But yes, I'll play it now.
Amazing, let's do it.
Here we go. Yes, that's the first one.
Big up, Candid. Honestly, I feel like, you know, you think about anthemic as a word, and it's just the perfect one for them. Like, I saw them support the Claws at that massive O2 Academy 2 show right about a year ago now, actually, and it almost felt like a headline set from those guys. And I just think they really are probably the biggest band on the consciousness of people in Coventry right now.
I just think they've got everything. You know what I mean? They know how to do things, and Rob's an incredible songwriter as well. And I know he puts like literally everything into his songwriting.
100%. His voice as well.
Oh, it's gorgeous. I tell him all the time that his songwriting is fucking amazing. But
I bet he's proper well, he kind of like does roadie stuff for the Claws as well, so it's not like he's got a big ego or is a diva. And even when he was performing, like he kind of went from being main support act to then helping the Claws out. And I don't know many people with like the character to do that. So big up, Rob, always.
Exactly, Rob's so nice, and I honestly think he's one of the greatest frontmen as well.
Yeah, sure.
Especially you've got to have the right attitude, and he does have that. So yeah, Candid are lovely, and all four of them are nice.
And speaking about the meaning behind a song and the numbers game as well, I know you're super passionate about this. I'm super passionate about this. There are a lot of people within the upcoming, especially the indie music scene, I feel like they have a bit of a predatory perspective on things. They're kind of out there trying to get money out of new bands, and something you've really rallied against is review sites actually charging bands for reviews.
Yeah.
So a bit of a,
oh no. I think I talk about it so much on Twitter because I don't want bands to fall into that trap.
Yeah.
Of thinking it's normal for them to have to cough up money.
Exactly.
For someone to sit there and write a review that will literally take them probably half an hour. I know I'm a qualified journalist, so it doesn't really take me that long.
Exactly.
We're with someone else, but it's that kind of thing where no one should have to pay to get their music out there unless they're paying for a service where it's like public relations or it's something like that. A review doesn't take that much, and it's not something that should be paid for. And I think so many bands do get sucked into that trap where I see bands who I won't name, but I see them being publicised on a publication who I will not name again. I think you probably know who it's on about, but and it's like, no, because you're probably paid for that, and like they spend enough money producing their music as well, and music is money, you know. Like
exactly.
Bands spent hundreds.
I think it's so good that you're fighting that corner as well, because the big corner that I fight is the radio pluggers, which I'm so aware are kind of dominant in my industry, whereby people will go to bands. Like Riskus had a guy come up to them and say, you know, if you give me 1,500 quid right now, I should be able to get you a playlist spot on Radio 1. And it's just crazy that bands part with that much money because these people come in with the predatory attitude and the big talk, and that's not even a guaranteed play. And I don't know why it's like tolerated.
That's what I was going to say. The keyword there was should. I should be able to.
Yeah,
it's not I will do this. It's or maybe I can.
Yeah,
who knows?
Kind of gambling, really. When you think about it.
There was the public relations is just as bad as well. I recently just opened up my PR company, and some bands have come to me and they're like, oh, I've been quoted like £2,300, and that's literally like a month campaign.
Yeah.
So when I say my prices, they're like, bloody hell.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they don't want to spend money because they've literally just spent hundreds of pounds like mastering their tunes and rendering, hiring out the studios. Like I said, music, you have to have money, or you have to kind of be able to pay for things. So a little review, or even putting a band on a Spotify playlist, should not cost like a £5. It's a few clicks 100%. Of a button in it too.
It's exactly. It's all for the culture, and it's great to see a platform like Happy People Music. I hope I'm here for that as well. So that little tangent aside, that little old can of worms, let's get on to Let's get on to my first track that I want to play a shout out as a new Midlands artist. This is an amazing band called Myriam Adams. They're kind of halfway between Birmingham and Hereford and Worcester. I only kind of first discovered them properly this year. They were playing at the Senna Cup, my little FIFA tournament last year. And I think they've really come into their own this year. It's kind of like 1975 meets The Cure. The track I've picked is Babe. Fire it away, Geo.
I know it's not your fault.
It's just like quite emotional intro that then kind of launches off.
It takes you away.
Yeah.
Stop crying anytime soon.
Yeah. Do a sad TikTok to this one.
Oh my god, yes.
It's like a roller coaster going.
There you go, we're going up.
Oh man, it's such a tune.
It is such a good tune.
I've got to ask you, like, what platform did you watch it on? Did you get a chance to look at the music video, or were you on Spotify?
I didn't. I was literally just on Spotify, and I listened to that. And like you said, it's almost as if you kind of. It's really sad at the start, and then you're like, "Woo!"
Get that drop and that synth. Crazy production. I think you probably feel the same.
It's amazing.
It blows me away that you get bands who are operating at, you know, a grassroots level who then produce something that slick that you could hear on Radio 1 playlist tomorrow and you wouldn't bat an eyelid.
No, that is like mainstream radio material, exactly. I think.
The reason I ask you about the video is because if you do fancy watching it, it's kind of like softcore BDSM. Like the guys in a band, they really push it creatively, but they like take their shirts off, and Jax, who's the lead singer, is like chained to the chair, and they end up like actually rubbing, and they confirmed it was actual lube they were rubbing into his body for this video. And man,
oh my god, I'll have to watch it.
Yeah, that's the convincing.
I literally just listened to the song. I was like,
yeah, age-rated, PG. So yeah, check out the video. On that family-friendly note, who have we got next from you, Geo?
So we've got Idle Noise, who are another Cov band. One of the most, I think they're so underrated, you know. And their most recent offering is called Ghosts, and Ben Brandis, the frontman, has the best voice like ever, I think. Okay. I'm gonna play it now.
Oh, that's a claim, but I will. Let's see. Good headbanging action, probably the first of the show, of the video. Oh man, you weren't lying. Okay, I will. That is a claim sustained. VAR goal check allowed.
It is a bold claim, but he does have a voice on him.
Yeah,
he's got one big set of lungs.
With that song and his voice, you're so spot on about it. And I don't know if you ever get this, but like especially when I see a band like Foals live, I'll take a video of me in the gig crowd, rest in peace gigs, you know, but I'll be in a crowd and I'll take a video and it'll be like the lead singer on a long note, and you're like, yeah, I'm singing along, and then you listen back to it on your Instagram story the next day, and you're like, oh, my voice sounds horrible, and it's so hard to actually sing as well as these guys do on stage. And I think Ben's voice is one of those where you don't realise how hard it is to sing as well as he is there, especially in like a guitar track. Let's go for my second track, which is track number 3. Oh, it's going to be really hard to keep track of this. That's maths.
Track number 4.
Track number 4. Oh, no, yeah. Look, I got a B at GCSE. I worked really hard for it. I'm leaving it there. Track number 4, Outline, an awesome band out of Birmingham who kind of started out being big fans of Riskus. That's how I found them, because they were talking to me and sort of I knew they were fans of the band coming through. But they've glowed up since, and I think it's so important for modern bands, new artists, to get their image nailed down. And Outline do Snapchat filters for their singles, one of which got 250,000 views. They've got a big colour theme for each of their tracks. Their single, Candid, was green. And they had a single called Candid. So there's a nice little link for you. They had Blu-rays, which is blue. Their most recent single, which is the one I'm going to spin, is called Centrepiece. I think it's about like furnishing your house with like IKEA stuff, but it's kind of indie hip hop, and I just love the vibe of it. So bump that tune, DJ Blackman.
Picked out paint and a soft rug. We're in deep, I'm on top. Enough space for a +1. Your name parked on that spot. You and me a centerpiece. Fuzzy tones and matching sheets. Sends voice notes, never text. She moves with such finesse. Running up mixtapes full of slow jams. Road trip in a minivan. On my feet, we'll slow down. Still I'm passing out in your hands. Don't stop, please. Pick you up at 9. I could lie here, ever intertwined. I'll drop you a message, double texting, second guessing if I'm on your mind. Cause you're living rent-free in mine.
Hey. I don't know if you get it, but there's such like a Minecraft vibe to that little blub 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 sound there. Yeah,
kind of reminds me of like the 1975 stuff, because they always experiment with sounds.
Exactly, big influence there.
As soon as I listened to that one, I was like, 1975.
1975. I love the way that I think George from Riskus does this really well. Also, in their lyrics, they kind of write the way that people talk. Like when you're saying something like "living rent free in my head," like the little things like moves with such finesse. It feels like it's very authentic to how people speak, and that gives it a charm that I think is missing from some indie tracks I hear now. So big up Outline, big things ahead. I think. I love that song. Excellent.
Love it.
Up next from you, what we got?
So we've got Parade with A Fear of Living. So another Coventry band.
Hang on a minute. You sneakily done this as Coventry versus Birmingham, which is, it's probably what it's my fault as well. It's Midlands. Midlands is a big place, you know.
Kind of. Guess so. I should have popped a Stoke band in, really. Didn't.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to the Underclass.
Underclass.
Yes. Shout out to the Underclass. They're a good Stoke.
They're so sweet as well. That's an honourable mention.
Honourable mention for you. I've got one coming up in a bit, so plenty fair.
Amazing. So yes, this one is A Fear of Living by Parade, another lovely Coventry band. They'll just make you smile, like simple, just make you smile with like indie synth music.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play it now.
Amazing. Let's do it.
By the
Ooh,
Yeah,
that was a little bit what you know, Tudor.
we do some right little like mum dancing.
Yes, this is how they do it in the clubs. Once they're back, that was awesome. I love music like that. I love kind of a bit of synthy indie. You were bang on the head. I got a little bit of Tudor, which I just said there, but madly, I was getting a little bit of like Bring Me the Horizon, like the kind of softer, poppier Bring Me. I think his voice sounds a little bit like Ollie Sykes when you look at tracks like, what's it called? I don't know. The new one, the more recent poppier Bring Me the Horizon track. The one with the riff that goes like down. Yeah, that. I liked it.
Yeah, they I popped on some gigs and they played at the Deaf Institute for me in January when I Don't Know He's headlined. Yeah, they're such lovely lads. Parade are amazing.
They're good. I think I was thinking of Mantra. I might be wrong there though. It's good. Yeah. Also, big up. Yeah, big up Deaf Institute. Really glad it's going to be all right, isn't it? As a venue now, it's been saved.
It got saved.
Hey.
I may be wrong, but I know Tim Burgess had something to do with it.
Yeah, he's always like the godfather of the indie industry. Sorts it all out, pulls the strings.
On it, he is doing amazing things right now. Like his listening parties are.
Yeah,
I have no words. They're just lovely.
What I love about his listening parties is I feel like there are a lot of bands who I guess kind of like the Snuts, the Claws, who are making kind of, I want to call it like post Britpop rock, and that music will capture the hearts of anyone who is, you know, fans of bands like the Libertines and the Enemy. But what Tim will actually feature loads of different genres. He won't just stick in what his followers will probably most like, and you know that's why he's definitely like a next level legend, I think. Exactly.
He, like you say, he plays like women who are front women and all that kind of thing. Like there is a diverse. So, and I think what the beauty of these listening parties have done as like open people's eyes to newer things and something that they probably wouldn't even listen to in general. Absolutely. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like he's done some amazing work for the music industry this year. I honestly don't know what it would have done without him.
Genuinely
incredible.
Yes. Tim Burgess shouts out the side. It's time for my next track. This is a real left field shot, and I'll do my honourable mention at this point, because I think when we say 10 artists you need to hear from the Midlands, we're going to be focusing on kind of a general kind of band / alternative vibe, because you could do a whole nother list about rappers, and I don't want to shoehorn one in. My honourable mention would be Jaden Clover. Make sure you check her out. Amazing R&B from Birmingham. Her track Lullaby is like dark, brooding, kind of Billie Eilish meets hip hop. But the artist I want to play now is not an alternative artist. He's a pop star in the making, and I wanted to play him because there isn't really like a pop scene that you could fit him into. I guess there's people like El Sam and Naomi Dawes, but I needed to include him in this video because I think he deserves more attention from different parts of the Birmingham scene and the Midland scene. Brad O'Neill, the legend from Solihull, who has done this track with Zara McDermott called Closer. And it's like, I talk about being heard on the Radio 1 playlist. This track could be on Capital and no one would bat an eyelid, but Brad's kind of doing it DIY with Ben Stankham, who runs AMS Music Group. So have a listen to this one. Let's run that. Let's run that, Geo.
When I last spoke to you, never told you all the things that I've been going through. Didn't need you in my life and certain things you do, 'cause you ended up to be someone I never knew. When I last spoke to you, Benjamin. And I guess I'm too polite, but the way that you've been trained, I guess I learned to fight. Didn't need you in my life, you taste like dynamite. So could you be the reason why I'm losing life? But I guess I'll never right. You've got close enough, close your I guess we could be. Love was tonight, 'cause I never got to show you that I like it when we're closer.
His voice is amazing.
It is.
I had like a little mental note when I listened to this. It's so smooth, like a caramel soft kind of voice.
Perfect way of describing it. And I think it's fair, you know, because the X Factor has kind of a little bit ruined the image of pop music, but actually there's so much integrity and genuineness behind what he's doing. And I think it's difficult that if there's this person who is an artist who wants to make music like that, and they're an upcoming artist the same as any of these bands that we're playing, but they kind of will they won't get the same kind of support because people don't think of music like that as needing support in the same way. But yeah, and pulling off the collab with Zara McDermott, who has since been like one of the bizarre, like when I interviewed them together, which is another video on my channel, check that one out, kind of 300-ish views now, I think. Still decent. It's crazy that Brad and his team managed to. No, I can't flex 300 views. That's not very many. I'm being silly. But yeah, Brad did a very cool thing there. I think a lot of like new artists can learn from the way that he does things and the way that he's like, you know, I can present myself professionally and, you know, reach out to these big collaborators and produce something, put the investment in, and get a great product.
He also reminds me of, you know, Troye Sivan, Australian.
Yeah, that is a shout. I do like Troy. Troy.
I love Troy, and I think it's sort of like the bassy kind of pop.
Exactly.
Troy, even in his sort of older things, when he was just becoming like a really big artist, he would make them type of tunes. So I got them vibes from him as well.
Amazing. Right. What's your next track? Your penultimate track, which means we're number 7 now, I think.
I've got 2 left.
You've got 2 left, and I've got 2 left, which means 6.
This will be
We've played, but we must have played 3 each because you've gone first. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you just play the track. I'm too confused. What's the track?
So it's London Town by Jack Cattell.
Amazing.
He was an absolute angel.
And he's not from Coventry.
This song, he is Warsaw.
Yeah.
See, we've got broad.
Yeah.
Choose wisely. This song actually plucked at my heartstrings when I first heard it. See, he sent it me before it was released for a review, and I was like, oh my god, love ain't actually dead. Like, romance is still alive.
Yeah. I reckon he's a really romantic guy as well. I could imagine him like spoiling you.
Who is? You can kind of tell. Sorry, Jack, if we're embarrassing you.
It's okay. We love you, Jack.
Here we go.
You're leaving town, out there on your own, to pastures new, to seeds unsown. Don't look back, go down and make us proud, show them what you've got down in that London town.
How cute is that?
So sweet.
That is just adorable.
I love the little kind of strings coming in as well. Oh, we love Jack Cattell. I remember I saw him live at Dead Wax, and he was being like very kind of honest and open about his mental health and his feelings. And I just think he's a great role model for people, not just guys. Like he's a great guy.
I interviewed him maybe about 3 weeks ago for Words for Music, the Birmingham
Hey, that's an awesome blog. Very good blog.
It is amazing.
Yeah,
and he was very honest that some days he doesn't want to pick up his guitar, like he finds it quite difficult, and especially during these times, like these times, you know, you have to say these times because everyone says that. But yeah, he has struggled, and I'm glad he's very open about it as well.
Yeah.
But that song is adorable. It's about his girlfriend. It's beautiful.
I love his production, and not in the music even. I mean, obviously in the music, but he's put all these like Photoshop pictures of him in Camden with his band out, and he showed me another one. It's amazing. Top work. Love you, Jack Cattell.
Some of them are funny.
Yeah, honestly, always puts a smile on my face whenever I chat to him, whether it's like on DMs or on like radio.
He's lovely.
So
he is really nice. I do think he's very underrated.
He is, but I think he's done really well, and I was so happy for him that he got that clause support slot, because I know that he's a big fan of the band, and I know that must have meant so much to him, and he really like worked to justify that in terms of like consistency on both like the social media side and the song side. So I hope The Only Way is up for him. I think it will be. Absolutely. I worked out what happened. So basically, I was there like, if you count from 7 to 10 and include 7, that's 4. And that's blown my mind. Like 7, 8, 9, 10. That's like some Darren Brown shit there. Like,
man.
That's honestly, because you think that 7 to 10 is 3, but mind blown. So my penultimate track, which means there's 3 more to go, even though this is the 8th track, because we haven't played the 8th track yet. This track is called Strange Shapes. And we're talking about underrated artists. Lycio have been doing their thing as long as I've been doing my thing in Birmingham music. And one of the very first bands I kind of got to know and interview was them, back when they had a track called Air Out. Jenny Mendez, I call her B-Town Beyonce, because her voice is knockout, the best that I've ever witnessed.
Gorgeous.
Like whether live or on recording. And the other 2, not detracting from them, Charlie, who's their synth player, literally has programmed his own software so that when they're performing live, they have a backing track that kind of adapts, and he's like performing the backing track live, and it's really confusing, but really, really clever. A lot of industry secrets. So this is Strange Shapes, and it kind of reminds me of Radiohead's Pyramid song at the start.
Decisions, they leave me on a black hole. I know the things I'm missing, but I don't wanna miss them alone. And I don't wanna say yeah if I'm not safe in my own home, from my own thoughts, and all the feelings that mine don't to hold. They don't.
She is stunning.
Just an incredible human being. And she thinks she's an awful singer as well, which I'm just like, she's like, oh, I sound so crap. I'm like, Jenny, please, like, you'd win X Factor.
I need to, if she's going to watch this, I'm going to tell her
please.
That you are not shit.
Yeah, she's absolutely incredible.
I listened to that and I was like, ooh. Like I said, another soft, smooth, like, it's very intricate as well.
Yeah. It is amazing. There's only 3 of them as well. Like Alex is the drummer, the only person I haven't mentioned. He's so talented, and to have 3 people producing sounds like that, and I promise you, if you see them live, their songs sound better than that. And it's like a tall order, but I don't know how they do it. And yeah, I have no idea why they don't have a bigger following, but they really could so easily become as big as like Clean Bandit. And they supported Ray Morris, so that's why a platform like yours is cool, Geo. And I'm glad you're a convert. So big up to Lycio. We love you.
Amazing. So the next one. So this
your
one's
last
my
track.
last one. My last track.
It's crazy.
And I feel really biased about this one, but also I need to tell people about them because this is like their 4th track now. So this is Headshrinkers, and they're from Birmingham.
Hey, first band from Birmingham.
I do love Brom, I promise. And so, like I said earlier, I do their PR for them.
Yeah.
And they are just some of the nicest people I've ever worked with.
Yeah.
And this is Headshrinkers and their 4th track called Caught Between Two Stools. Now it's a little bit heavier. So you might want to get your headbanging head on.
I'll crank it up. My cat's just come in, so she's probably about to bolt out if this riff hits.
Oh, it's fine.
To place, you can't find choice inside your grave. Sit comfy in your club for your mother's sake. You find your voice when your choice is made. A braid from aberration, my friend. Depict your growth till its end. It's nothing one money can bring, no one luck can spend.
Oh, jeez. I love that.
It's good, isn't it?
My cat was just looking at me like, what are you doing? That's such a messy floor as well. The behind the scenes, the shock has been revealed. But nah.
I can hear my dog playing outside the door.
Oh God, the animals are about to come in and just destroy the video. It's good we've only got one song left. But yeah, love that track. Kind of, obviously, I think a bit of a Joy Division influence in there.
There is that. Literally that is
Fontaines and the
who that's who they love, like Fontaines, the Smiths, like Joy Division,
and that comes from I think John Cooper Clarke too, who was like the spoken word poet. Great, like powerful stuff as well. I need to be like doing more to rep the Headshrinkers actually, so I'll make sure I spin that track on Switch Radio as well soon because they're good.
So I can put coverage reports. They actually they had a write up from Louder Than More.
That's mad. That's really good.
Which is massive because obviously they're quite big in like the rock music scene. But yeah, that was really good for them.
It's good then that I guess when you're doing PR, you can like approach a place like Louder Than More and actually get success. It's not just something that's dictated by, I don't know, labels or kind of friends at the publication.
Yeah, exactly. PR's fun. It can be a slog sometimes.
I can imagine.
When no one replies to my emails, I'm sitting.
Always reply to emails, even if it's just. I'm actually guilty. I'm rubbish at replying. I always reply.
I am really bad.
Here's what happens. Here's what happens with me in radio. An artist will send me an email saying, "Hey Tim, can you play my new track?" I'll see it, be at work or be busy. Then 2 weeks later, on a Wednesday, I record my Switch show at like 6 o'clock and it goes out at 7. I'll send them an email being like, "Hey, this is sick. I'm playing it in an hour." And they're like, "Oh, thanks." I had no idea. And that's just my disorganization. But
I think my problem is that someone will send me a song like, hey Geo and Jordan, my assistant editor. "Hey Geo and Jordan, would you be interested in reviewing this song?" And I'm like, okay. So I listen to it, I like it, and then I just do it. Sometimes I don't tell them that I'm doing it and then they just kind of get it from nowhere. But
that's good.
I am really rubbish. One of my friends caught me out on that one time. They're like, "Geo, you're so bad at this. I sent you an email 2 weeks ago and you didn't reply." And I'm like, "Shit, sorry."
Honestly though, our inboxes are so clogged, it can't be helped. But we've come up to the end. This has flown by. I wasn't sure about 10 tracks, but I'm so happy now. I feel like it's absolutely the right decision because it's flown by and we couldn't do 5 tracks for Midlands. It just wouldn't be right. The last one I've picked, not only are this band from the same city as me, Birmingham, they're also from the same town as me, which is King's Heath. And if you're talking about, yes, King's Heath, massive Hare and Hounds. Ed Sheeran played there. Keira Knightley was there. It's an important place. If you're talking about, you know, new indie bands from Birmingham, there's something special about the way Cage Park just launched themselves. They were originally called Flares and then had to change their name because of a stupid legal dispute from some kind of artist and lawsuit. But yeah, it's nuts, man. I can't believe anyone would bother taking out an indie band in that way. But they've come back stronger than ever. They've just put their first EP out, and literally, I remember interviewing one of them. I interviewed the band for BBC Introducing, and then the next day, I was walking down King's Heath High Street, and they walked past me in Queensbridge uniform. They were like in year 10, and it's mad to me that people that young have got such a kind of mature lyrical prowess and such a like technical ability with songwriting. I had to spin this one because it gives me the kind of vibe of Arctic Monkeys. Arctic Monkeys, A Certain Romance, which is the closing track of the Arctic Monkeys debut album, and it's kind of about like, you know, reflecting on being young and looking at your friends and the way they change, and the way that Cage Park approached OK, it really, you know, strikes me that they're kind of talented and wise beyond their years. So playing out this little medley of Midlands music is Cage Park and OK.
That song.
Yes.
So much.
Oh, it's just awesome. And I think like I related to it so much, like that experience of being younger, kind of texting someone you like, them texting you, and there being like a kind of it's just kind of like a dying short-term romance, and the way they articulate it and the way they kind of reflect on people changing as they get older, you know, that really strikes a chord with me. So big things coming for Cage Park. And that's been the end of the video. Wow. Thank you so much, Geo. I feel like everyone in Birmingham already follows you, but I'm sure there's a few who don't. So if people want to support you and Happy People Music, what should they do?
They should just go and follow. You can also just DM me and say hello if you really want to. But my Twitter handles are Geo Blackman, but without the first A. And Happy People Music on Twitter is Happy People, but PPL for people. Music.
Amazing.
That's it.
Stay legendary. Keep supporting the scene. And follow Tim Senna. That's me. Yeah, follow me.
Tim Senna.
The road to 1K subs. Something exciting. I mean, I'm on, what am I, like 710? Probably a few more now. Because we edited it. And I'm doing something exciting at 1,000. I'm thinking about that now. So it's a good time for Birmingham music. And it's in safe hands with Geo as well. So that's the wholesome note to end on. Bye-bye. Cheers, Geo.
Thank you.